Hey there, this is Derek Henry with XLEV8 Consulting, and in this how-to video, we're going to walk through the Insert Picker. Now, the default keyboard shortcut for this is Control-Shift-A. So when you run that, it's going to present you with several different insert commands that you can run very quickly. So these are common things that people often do when they are inserting something. Now, we're going to run through these different options here. Remember, like the other pickers, you can set your default over and over again for the option that you run all the time. Notice that mine is E. We will cover that in a couple of minutes. Let's go from the top. Option W is going to insert a new workbook or a new file. So it's really just going to start a new workbook, just like this. Okay? Very, very basic. There's no shortage of ways to do that. This is just one of them. Now let's say we wanted to insert a new sheet. So we would press S, and then you can optionally put in a name after a space, and it will insert a new sheet in front of the active sheet that you're on, just like it did right here. Okay? Might be something you do all the time. If we want to insert a row, so let's go into one of these other ones right here. Let's say we're going to insert a row in front of row 10. Okay, so we would put R. No matter if we have the whole row selected or not, it's going to insert a new row. Now, in a very similar way, if we press C, it's going to insert a new column, regardless of whether we have the entire column selected. So, as you can see, it's going to insert it and shift everything to the right. Now let's say we use option E. Okay, so that's going to shift cells down by default. Notice it shifts everything down. Now if we run it again and we put ER, so cell, but want to shift it right, it's going to shift it right. Okay, now this is why I have option E as my default, because let's say we have the entire column selected. If we pick option E, contextually, it knows that we have a column selected, so it's going to insert a column before that, the entire column. Same thing with rows. If we're going to run this and we press option E and we have a whole bunch of rows selected, it's going to insert multiple rows. It's just like doing an insert with a native Excel command. This just makes it easier because it's a part of a picker. Now, if we want to add a named range, let's say we have this whole list right here, and we want to name it random range name. It's going to apply that. See how it puts it up here in the name range box. Okay. If you're going to add a lot of range names, you could use that. There's also other ways to do it in bulk, but that's something that you can do very quickly. Let's say we want to add a shape. That's option A. Okay. It's going to prompt you with the shape picker. So whatever your default options are for smooth rectangle or circle or whatever, this one's going to be covered in a separate support article and video. But it's going to launch that, so if you have your favorite here, then it will be very easy to add something. So if I just press enter, it's going to insert a shape. Okay? So whatever your default is there, the defaults become really important when you use these kinds of things all the time. Now next, we could do a sparkline. So if you had a whole bunch of data, right? If you've never used sparklines, they're pretty cool. We're going to include a sparkline at the right side of this. So we put L. It's going to be a line chart by default, or we can add a C for column or W for win-loss. And off to the side, or wherever you have the cell, it's going to put it in there. Okay, so let's say we put it over here. Probably a better spot for it. Okay, it's using the data right here to make the sparkline. I'm a big fan of those. If you're looking at trends, you have a whole bunch of data, it does add a little bit of context when you put that in. Next, let's say a hyperlink. So we've got a whole bunch of hyperlinks here. Actually, you don't even need to have this in a clipboard. So if you want to insert a hyperlink into this cell here, just press H and it's going to open the insert hyperlink prompt. Now, I do think it's helpful to have whatever you're going to insert in the clipboard already, so we could just put that in there. You could even change the text you're going to display here. So this just is another shortcut, very much like the ones you can run all the time in Excel. Let's see, you want to insert a comment. We've already covered in other videos how to do comments, but option Q here is going to insert a new comment, so you can write whatever you want here. Okay, your heart's content. Let's say you want to insert the date. Add a D. Let's say you want to insert the time. Put a T. Or sorry, put an M. Don't put a T, that's going to be a table. You want to put them both. Put a D, then an M, or M, then a D. And it's going to put both in there. Okay. Now, if you do want to insert a table, let's say we want to select a whole bunch of Gosh, this shortcuts aren't working too well because we inserted a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's say we want to make this all a table. And we would run the insert picker and use Option T. Makes it a table. It confirms which range that you want to use, just in case it's not obvious. And then there's all your fun table stuff, right? Now, if you have a table, then you can use a pivot table. So if we have this entire table range selected, if we run the insert picker and run Option V, it's going to insert a new sheet called pivot. It's going to link that pivot table to the data that we just had, and then you can put the columns where they need to go, the fields in the filter or the column or the row or the values boxes over here in the pivot side. And it will do the same thing. Got that data selected again. If we run Option O for pivot chart, it will do the same thing, but it will call it chart. And it will set it up so that you can then take those columns or the fields and put them in the different boxes in the pivot chart. So a lot of options for inserting things. Hopefully you found this really helpful, and these are things that you do all the time. This should save you some time by doing them manually in the native way in Excel. Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.